Hi, today I would like to show you how you convert your selections from the old service client into the new SuperOffice service client to help you be even more efficient when you're working with the new service features within SuperOffice. And I would say that most of you probably have a starting page looking something like this, and then you would have your selections on the left hand side here in the navigator. And if you click there, you will have the option to show some pinned selections here, or you could also have the total lists of selections in the list selection option here. When I press this one, you will see that I get all the stored selections that I have in my service client today. You probably have more options here, and the same thing that I will do now for my selection here, requests with past deadline, is the same that you have to do to recreate your selections in the new service client. What I will do here is that I would press edit selection, and then I will see all the options that are set for this specific selection. I have named it requests with past deadline. You can see that everyone can read and edit it, and I have also marked it to show in the left menu, as I showed previously here on the left hand side. If we check the selections tab here, I will see all the criteria that I have used for creating this specific request. In this case, I have chosen category is support or one of its subcategories. I have also said that the deadline should be a date in the past 12 months, and the ticket should still be open, which means that I get all the tickets that have a deadline that have passed and are still open. So if I press execute here, I will get the selection results here, and I can see that I have 14 tickets in my SuperOffice service here that are still open, and it has a past deadline date. So now I would like to recreate this selection in new service to show you how that works. So if you go to this client instead, the SuperOffice sales and service client nowadays, you will see that we have requests here on the left hand side. We also have selections, but the easiest way to recreate your selections is to go to find. And here you will see that you have some typical searches or predefined searches when it comes to requests, and you can find those over here in the drop-down menu. Or you can start from scratch by just clicking Find Requests. And while doing that, I will get an option to choose the different criteria here. And as you see here, mine were already pre-filled here with my previous search, but let's delete these to make it easier to show you how it's actually working. Here we start with the internal status. I would like that the requests are still open. So you've seen here, I choose open. Then I can press a new criteria and I search for deadline. I mark that one, and I have a lot of operators to choose on between when I use these different criteria. Before is good for me, and can even use this one, before today, which means that the deadline should be a date before today. I would also like to add the categories on the requests as well. So categories should not be my categories. It should be all the support tickets, support categories with its subcategories. And of course, you can browse and mark all of them, but you could also mark them all by just ticking the top level in the hierarchy, and then you will get all of them. If I press find now, you will see that I get the search results, and as in old service, I had 14 requests, and I have the same here in the search in new service. And if I want to store this as a selection, I can do that directly here. Here I have the option then to select if it should be a dynamic selection, which means that the search results will always update and be up to date based on the criteria in the selections. Or I could have a static selection where the users or administrators add items manually instead of it being dynamic. But in this case, I keep it to dynamic, so it's always up to date. I want to give the selection a name. Then I call this one request with past deadline. And as you can see here as well, I can choose if it who should be the owner, if it should be visible for everyone or just for me or for different groups. But in this case, I will choose all. And then I hit save. And as you can see now, I have a full list of all the requests. And if I would like to add more columns to this one, it's very easy to do that now. You can just right click and you get all the available options from SuperOffice to add directly into this specific archive if you would like to. So if I would like to add priority as well, I just tick that one and you see that priority would end up here as well. And if I want to, I can just do an easy drag and drop and let it go over here and say that priority should be here. I could also work with a new grouping function in SuperOffice service that if I tick this one and press OK, I could as well, of course, group this if I would want to have it grouped based on owner, and then I would see an overview like this instead if I would like to. Or I can just untick the grouping again and I get the list that I'm used to. This selection, since I did it chose it to be available for all, I also have it under requests here, and if I do use the drop-down menu here, you see that I get a request or a selection of requests here, requests with past deadline, and I can open that one, and those 14 requests are available here as well. And I can start working with them here by updating through the quick edit option or just double click a specific request here and it will open next to the selection and I can have the full overview of the request and start answering the customer. Thank you. That's everything for how you create new selections in the new service client.